Hello friends, welcome back for another part of our run through the Frosty DLC in the base game in Oxygen Not Included. Here's the rules for this run. We need to play on the Frosty DLC, which we're doing. We need to get 100 duplicates, which is rule number 3, which we already have. But the last part of this, or I guess the second part, whatever, probably should have done this in a different order. We need to get 100% of all the achievements. And in this video, we are going to really go ham and try to get as many as we can in this one video. So let's run through what we have left and see what we can get. So Home Sweet Home is a maybe. I don't know if I'll have enough resources for the Great Monument by this video, so we'll find out. Great Escape, not quite yet. We need a lot more infrastructure for that. Unlock every item in the research tree. That's a maybe. We have a few more that we need to do. We'll look at that in just a bit. Critter Whisperer. We need to crab. We need to get critters from every other asteroid to start knocking some of these down. We'll see how far we can get in this video, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find them all and tame them all in time. Same thing with the Gasimu. If we can get one and we'll tame it, I'll call that good. For this one, we need a lot more rocket missions to be running, so maybe, but probably not on that one. I think that will be for the next video. This one for sure, transit tube. We're going to grab that one. We'll build up our transit tubes. This one also for sure. We just need to build a greenhouse, a recreation room, and a hospital. Royal Flush, that'll be really easy. All we need to do is get rid of our outhouses, and that'll complete. Curing a disease. We might just need to infect a duplicate with zombie spores and then cure them, because I don't know if we have a way to give them slime lung right now, which is the easier one to do, considering there's not really much slime on the map anymore. So we'll see if we can do that, but we'll check a little bit later. Finely tuned machine, we can do that for sure. That one should be pretty easy. Down the hatch, that'll poop production. That'll depend on if we can get hatches in this video, which is a maybe. I've never tried to bring a hatch back from another asteroid before, at least not in the base game, so we'll see if we can find one, but there we go. This will be an easy one. A movable object, which is blocking a meteor with a bunker door. That one's going to be probably the easiest one, because all we need to do is build that and wait for it to happen. And then finally, job suitability. We need to get duplicates to do errands in exosuits for 10 cycles in a row. So we will get on top of this as well. I think we're going to do that one in this video. So that's a lot to look at. Let's start targeting what we can for right now. First of all is the research tree. We did just get our first run of databanks back, so we can start getting these researches. And we need this one before we can actually advance out to the next asteroids. So we are going to start doing our research at the virtual planetarium and knocking these down and going on further and further missions. So that'll be one of the first things that we do. Let's do some of the easy stuff right now. Let's build a bunker door and put it out here and just wait for it to get hit. So I guess we could put it like, I don't know. I guess we're still running our telescopes. We probably shouldn't block that. Let's just throw it right here. Sure. Plop. So whenever that gets hit by a meteor, then we will get the achievement. So that one will be pretty easy. Let's do all of the rooms that we need. So we need a recreation room, we need a hospital, and we need a greenhouse. For the greenhouse, we could just transition one of the rooms we already have and turn that into a greenhouse. So I guess we could just do this one right here. We could just throw a station in the middle of it to get the achievement. So farm station. And as soon as we get those blocked off, that'll complete the room. Let's create a recreation room. So pneumatic doors, we can just chuck it right here. Sure. We're probably not going to use it too much after it's done. And these are pretty easy to make. So all we're going to need is just a room that has some recreation buildings inside of it. Let's do the jukebot. Sure, why not? And we will want to run a different set of power over to this. So let's find a better way to do this. Let's actually build this over here. It'll be probably a little bit easier over here. So I'll do this here, and we will create enough places for tiles to go so that this does not get all clogged up with carbon dioxide. There, that should probably be enough. So we'll build it right here. We'll throw the jukebot in here, and the power will be right next door. So it'll be a lot easier than the other place that we were choosing. Let's do this. Get our jukebot. There we go. Throw on some doors to make it a room. And I believe recreation room also needs a couple of decorations. So let's do this. Let's grab a couple pieces of furniture, more specifically these sculpting blocks, and just kind of throw them around this. There. I think that should do it for the recreation room. Then the hospital. We're going to need to use this anyway, so I guess we'll put it somewhere kind of centralized. Where would make sense? I did decommission all this stuff because this was being used to grow a bunch of pike apples, but I think we've gotten rid of all of our loose pike apples for the time being, so that we're not so dependent on the phosphorite that we're having a hard time producing right now. So we could probably put, actually what we should do is move this over a little bit because we still need this opening right here. Although we could just have it, yeah, let's just do this. So if we do this, we could make a room. We need this column opens because a lot of debris will fall through here and land in this central area. So I don't want to block it off with any tiles or anything like that. Then the rest of this, all we're going to need for the medicine room, I believe, is a sick bay or something to, like, cure diseases. We'll put both that and the disease clinic in because we're going to need both of them. I don't want this touching my automation. We also need its own bathroom, and we can just disable this and not hook it up to anything if we don't need to. We will also need a mess table, and I think that will make the hospital. And I think those are the 3 rooms that we need to complete that achievement. So, cool. That one's pretty much out of the way. Let's get our transit tubes up. Let's figure out where we want our duplicants to be going on a regular basis, because we need them to travel a certain amount by transit tube. I guess if we don't really have them traveling that far, which I guess is good. I guess we could mine out more stuff or something like that and have them travel somewhere. I'm not going to put a ton of effort behind getting these transit tubes up. We also don't have a ton going on down here, so I actually wonder if we could decommission this colony and just put a transit tube from the bottom to the top here so that our duplicants can travel much better. Yeah, let's do that. There's not a whole lot more to do down here, so let's just say everybody has access to get through here, and even the duplicants that are supposed to be stuck here, I'll take their hats off later. We can just decommission this, and this will just be like a place that some people live, but they're free to leave now, finally. And we'll just make a transit tube that goes from the bottom to the top so that they are traveling back and forth on a regular basis. And we did leave the center open the whole time for this transit tube access to travel through. So transit tubes are going to be in here. Let's go ahead and put down a transit tube access down here at the bottom. And then our transit tubes, we have plenty of plastic because we've been producing it pretty much all game long from all the... Oh, we need to get rid of that vent. From the nectar that we were getting. We'll clear this out too. And it's just going to run right up the middle here. I'll get all the stuff out of the way that is currently in the way. You can see all this is... Actually, we should probably avoid that. Let's go around. Let's go on the scenic route. That'll make it for a really efficient transit tube. And there we go. Now that we have open access to the middle here, and we reserve this space the whole time, we can play the xylophone all the way up the base. And we could probably have this drop off somewhere kind of nearby. So, like, I guess here would probably be good. Maybe even in here would be better. So, let's drop it off here. There. And I'll clean up all the lines and stuff once they get built. There. That'll handle the transit tube accesses. Let's get the bathroom achievement. So I'm just going to delete the outhouses, and that'll take care of that one. Curing the disease. We do have an area that we could expose our duplicants to zombie spores, but I need to close it off with some ethanol. I'm not sure if I have enough in a line that's nearby. So I might need to run a line over there with some ethanol. Yeah, where can we get this from? I guess there's some coming off of these because we're growing crops with it, so this is probably our best bet. This other line of ethanol is constantly circulating for cooling, and I don't want to disrupt that, so let's just do this. Let's run our line up here for that, and I'll specifically expose a duplicant to zombie spores. We also need to make sure that we have the thing that actually will cure them, so we don't want to just go in there willy-nilly without it. So we will open that up when we have everything that we need, and what we do need for that is a sunbug egg. We can start getting some of that created. Let's put a station up for it, which is going to be in medicine. We could just put it in our hospital, actually. Apothecary, there we go. And it'll take a sunbug egg, which we may or may not have. I am keeping all of our shine bugs kind of over here in the corner. And if there's a sunbug egg that's around here somewhere, we could probably grab it. we'll worry about that when the time comes. All right, tune-ups. Let's get the tune-up achievement. Where are we going to tune up some stuff? I think we just got an achievement, by the way. We could do it here. Let's do it in this. Because we have a bunch of generators here that we could have duplicates working on. So I guess we could get rid of one of these tanks. It's basically never full anyway. And then we could deconstruct this, and let's see how many tiles this is right now, because this might be too big. I might need to build some tiles up here at the top to make it a little bit smaller. Come on, game. Let's go. I did add my new parts, by the way. I just added some more memory because that was the bottleneck, but I think I'm starting to get bottlenecked by CPU performance. Yeah, this is probably all too big. I could also move these tanks out of there, so maybe I'll just do that. And we can make this room a little bit smaller. I'll build this up here in just a bit. No reason to wait for duplicates to have to deconstruct all this just so we can keep going. But yeah, the CPU bottleneck is definitely happening, and that's going to be a much larger upgrade. So I don't know if my performance is going to get much better than this, but it's also still pretty good. I mean, 100 duplicates with this big of a base this late in the game while also recording, I don't know. It's okay. Not terrible. We move our tanks out here. We also need to hook up some automation because we have this hooked up to automation right now. The reason I have this hooked up, let me actually duplicate this. The reason I have this hooked up is because if our hydrogen gets too high, then all of this will start backing up and cause problems everywhere else in the base. So I don't want to do that. Cancel, get rid of this. Okay, there we go. Then we'll put in the station for power as soon as somebody can come over here and deconstruct this. So we've got that. There's the tune-ups. We're going to block a meteor. The last thing we're going to need, or at least that we have targeted for right now, is all the Atmosuit stuff. I'm not 100% sure on this. I should have done some more testing around it, but, you know, I just don't. I like to do it while we are in the middle of a run, so I'm just going to do that. But I need to do some testing to see if using the bathroom or washing your hands counts as an errand. Because if it does, then what we can do is everywhere that we have bathrooms, we can set up some suit banks and make duplicates change into suits before they wash their hands and use the bathroom. Then I'll keep an eye on it and see if that actually works. So we need to go into stations, Atmosuit checkpoint, and throw down some Atmosuit docks. There we go. And we'll get some suits in there, and we'll build them at pretty much everywhere that there is a bathroom. So we have some here, we have some in the place where we're cooking food, we have some in the Somnium synthesizer, so everywhere that we have bathrooms, we're going to put something like that up. This one might need a little bit more reconstruction. We might need to actually like extend this out or shorten this down to just 2. That'd probably be easier. Let's just do that. So we'll do that, we'll build some suits, and that'll be the last thing that we're targeting, at least immediately. So now that we did get one of the achievements, let's see what we got. Yes, we have toilets. Alright, so I can replace that. I guess we're producing enough polluted dirt right now. I don't think I really need to worry about putting those outhouses back. But yeah, let me put up all of our suits, and we'll go from there. We'll see if we get any other achievements in the meantime. For right now, I guess we could just put these back to some laboratories and call that good. But yeah, let me give my duplicates a little bit of time to get some progress done on all these, and we'll see how many of these achievements we can get in this video. Okay, little progress update. We are now ready for petroleum engines, so I've got these all set up this way. Oxalite tank taking about 900 kilograms of oxalite. We got our petroleum tank filled up with petroleum right now. We got our petroleum engines. These will start getting us a little bit further out into space because we have discovered as far as we can go with steam and any of the add-ons that can help the steam rockets go a little bit further. So we're on petroleum now. We need to start examining some of these further ones. Here's a smooth hatch, by the way, at this asteroid. So once we get the research for it, we could grab that and start bringing it back to make some progress on that achievement. I was not expecting to be able to get there that quickly, but if we can get there, we still do have a lot of research to go, so there's still a ways before we're actually able to do that, but yeah, it is closer than I thought. So we will start, I'm also adding a whole bunch of temp shift plates here, by the way, to help share the temperature down here, because there's just so much mass with all the stuff that I have that needs to be eventually hot enough to the point that it keeps the steam down there. It doesn't condense down into water again. So yeah, just helping out with these temp shift plates to put the energy as much into these bottom tiles as possible and into the water. So we're just going to continue our exploration out there. I just wanted to mention that I've covered rockets a bunch of times already, so we're not going to get too far in depth, but these petroleum rockets should take us pretty far out there up until it's time to start running some liquid hydrogen rockets. So yeah, also this is not erupted yet. When it does, we'll talk about it. But yeah, the other updates from this, I'm not going to like show what achievements we got until the very end of the episode, because I want to see how many we can get at once. So right now we're sitting at 3. Let me get my notes here. The 3 that I'm pretty sure are done are getting every single room up, our outhouse is being deleted, and also blocking the meteor strike. So we have the tile that was up here that blocked the meteor strike. That should be the 3 that have been done. I'm pretty sure we're making progress on the Atmo suits because there is hand washing and toilet using and that kind of stuff going on, and I think those count as errands. If I don't get it in the next like 10-15 cycles, then I think we'll have to go in there and figure out what's going on and find a different strategy for getting that achievement. But all the suits are up at all the different points where duplicants can use the bathroom, so we should be making progress towards that. So just going to continue our research and continue out on the star map, get as far as we can. I'll keep running those missions, and as soon as we have a serum vial for curing zombie spores, we will do that achievement as well. So just whatever comes up first is what we're going to do next. Alright, we have now trapped Bonnie, who I've named something unique so that we can actually find her okay on menus and stuff. She's trapped here so that she can be our zombie for the video. So we're just going to open this up and expose her intentionally to zombie spores. And she'll be stuck in here. We can bring food and stuff like that. We could drop it off right here if we needed to. The only thing that we need to make sure of is that nobody else comes in here and Bonnie does not leave. So our door is set up so that nobody can enter and Bonnie can enter but can't leave. So that'll stick her on the other side of this door. So there we go. We'll probably need to bring her a little bit of supplies to build her way out of here. Unless there's stuff that we can use that's already down here. I don't think so. So we'll have to have somebody drop off some supplies. They could just drop it through the door right here. But Bonnie, as soon as she is exposed and turns into a zombie, we will cure her because we do have one waiting in our chamber here, disease clinic. So there you go, loaded with 2 serum vials. We have plenty. So there you go. We're going to grab this achievement as soon as we have a zombie on our hands. Behold, we have created a zombie. And it always complains that there's no sickbay built, even though there obviously is. I have both that and the medical chamber, so I don't know. So we just need zombie to get down here and into the machine and then get cured, and that'll get another achievement for us. We should have had the suit achievement by now if any hand washing or using the bathroom was an achievement. So I'm just going to check that now. And it will... Oh, I think I might need to assign her to this, by the way. Right? No? I don't know. She'll probably get there eventually. Who knows? Or we'll just have a zombie on our hands for a while. We'll figure it out. Alright, anyway, so let's check the menu, but it'll also reveal a few achievements that we've gotten so far. So let's take a look. Oh, the transit tube was one of them. Okay, interesting. Then what did we not get? Because I was expecting to also get the... Oh, we already checked the outhouses achievement. That's right. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, this is definitely not counting for bathroom usage. So we're going to have to come up with another plan as far as how to get these duplicates to perform quote-unquote errands, which is just so nebulous, while in a suit. So, we could try eating. I could try rebuilding this section to see if eating counts. And we could have them all eat within their suits. And we can change their schedule. I did change their schedules, by the way, to have them using the bathroom more often to assure that we were having them use it in their suits on a regular basis. But, yeah, nothing so far. So, let's switch this back. And I will change our suits to see if eating counts. And we'll double check that. But once we can get zombie over to the disease clinic and cured, we'll get that achievement. And then we will... try to get more progress put towards these suits. Here we go. We're about to see a duplicant cured of zombieism. Only we had that, then there would be a lot less movies. Alright. So there we go. Still making progress on the finely tuned machine. And we're still just going to get the new suit banks up to see if eating counts. So I'll be setting those up here, and it'll just be a forced entryway down into any of these rooms. This is actually pretty bad routing, but oh well, it'll be fine. They're gonna have to route like all the way around in order to get into these rooms, but it'll be okay, as we always say with our famous last words. So we'll do that. We'll also need a couple of places that we're gonna need to force duplicants into suits. Probably I'll have them, well, that won't be good either. Maybe I'll like move this around a little bit and force them to get into suits before they can get into their mess tables. So I might need to rebuild a part of this to be a little bit more accommodating for this achievement. So I'll probably build out a little spot over here for them to be forced to get into suits before going to eat their food. The only other place we'll need to cover is up here. Oh, I guess there's also still some places down here. You know what I could do is I could decommission all of these and make them all eating in the center again, but I don't think it'll be that bad to force them into suits to get into here. So yeah, maybe I'll just close this off. I'll rebuild some of these beds. I'll need to move these beds anyway because these duplicants living down here doesn't really make that much sense anymore. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of rebuilding going on, but we need to make progress towards that achievement, and I guess by whatever means necessary, so let's just get on it. Okay, now that we've had this up and running, I can assure you that this does not count towards an errand while wearing a suit. So I've heard many things about using the bathroom or eating can be counted as errands for these suits, but it does not. So we're almost at the end of the day. Pretty much everybody has eaten. At least half of the people have eaten, and we only have 14 errands counted for all the duplicants that are here right now. So that definitely doesn't work. We're going to need to try a couple other things. I want to try one more just to see, and I don't think this is actually going to work. But what I want to do is I want to create a giant recreation room that has all the buildings that we can think of and put suits in order to enter that and make my duplicants have very long break times so that they will at least do something in those rooms when it is time to take a break, and we'll force them to get into suits before they do that. So that'll be the next thing that we try, and I will put together a huge recreation room with everything that we can think of. It'll probably take a ton of power, but whatever, we have plenty to go around. So we should be fine. Let's get that built, and let's see if that counts. All right, here we go. Here's our fun house that the duplicants can come hang out in, and then take a shower before they leave. Or I guess that could be the first thing that they do. I don't know. But it seems like we're on to something here. So we have a big suit bank. The suits aren't quite filled up all the way as much as I would like. We might need to augment our oxygen systems a little bit for this. Or maybe just give it some time to settle and it'll get there. But we're on to something here. Something is working. And I think it's both the showers and... Ooh, I finally got the 98 out of 98. Two of my duplicants are in rockets right now, so they don't count. But this is... something is working here, and I do think that it's both the showers and the recreational buildings. So I don't know exactly what is contributing to this, but if this is working, I'm just going to keep it going. And we will roll with it from there. I say that I think it's both because... Here, we'll start a new day. And within that new day, the number of duplicants that have satisfied this task is much higher than the ones that actually finish a shower. I have nobody showering at night, just so that if they start a shower, they finish it in time, in case that was the thing that was bottlenecking us. So, yeah, but if we let this run, duplicants will come down and shower here in just a bit, as their schedules allow. And the count on... the achievement will increase even though a lot of duplicants haven't finished their showers yet. So something up here, either the soda machines, the dancing, the surfboard, the arcades, the tanning stations, or whatever these are. I don't know the name of anything, obviously. Beach chairs. Yep, there we go. Of course, it's a beach chair. Yeah. Those do satisfy it in some way. So even the day just barely started. Let's see if anything has been counted so far. Yeah, 3 of 98 have already done it. So the only ways that that would have been the case is if they were going out here to do something, which is very possible. So there's some duplicates out here. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably running materials back and forth or something. So this could definitely help, but I've definitely seen instances where somebody finishes up some of these things and it counts. So I don't know. I could do some more research here, but I do want to focus on getting the achievement first, just to make sure that we do get that all resolved. So there you go, big playhouse for getting this done. The other achievements we're still waiting on. We can check some of the progress if we want to look at it. So let's check our, I'm actually interested in this one, the finely tuned machines. Only 50 have happened so far, so we're about halfway there. We are continuing on getting our rocket research done. So the rocket missions are getting a little bit further out there so that we can complete the research tree. That one's on the way. We will be able to grab more critters once we get the right rocket attachments. We're actually shockingly close with everything. The only things that we can't do right away is the reducing the temperature to 6 Kelvin, but that's a maybe because we might be already picking up some fullerene. Let's actually check on that while we're looking at this. Let me clear out an area that's going to be used for our molecular forge. I should actually probably have it up here somewhere so that it's near a petroleum line. So there's petroleum lines over here. Let's, I guess, do it over here because there's going to be a petroleum drop right next to this. So, and there's a little bit of space, so let's throw it here. I think it's in refinement. Yep. For once, I actually know where one of these buildings is. So let's throw this down, and let's see if we have any fullerene, because that'll allow us to get the cooling achievement of cooling a building all the way down to 6 Kelvin, which is basically right next to absolute zero, but we do need supercoolant in order to do that, so maybe we'll sneak that in this video. If not, we'll definitely get it in the next one, because I do think the next one is going to be the last one, considering we are almost done with everything that we set out to do. We just need to get a different fuel source for our rockets and get out there to the final asteroids and be done with it. We just also need to tame some critters too. It's going to take us a little bit since we need the modules, but yeah, making a lot of progress. We could check up on this and see how close we are. As the other achievements make some progress, we will see if we can get some supercoolant up and we can start working towards that other achievement, which we've done in the past. And yeah, we will see how far we can get with this one, but tons of progress made so far, and we are getting very close to having all this stuff done. So yeah, onward and upward. All right, here we go. Looks like what's funny about this is we don't have gold. We haven't even discovered it before on this map, so that is going to be a little bit of a barrier to us getting the close to absolute zero achievement. So I think we'll just do that in the next video. So we'll have some more rocket missions to run in the meantime. So, oh, one other thing that I forgot to mention is I have let all my duplicates out of any of these specialized colonies just for this part so that they can actually use all the recreation buildings. So the cooks are allowed out. They can come out and do their thing during their break time. Same with these guys. So I just wanted to mention that, so if there wasn't any confusion about like, oh, if you have all these separate colonies, how are you doing all these things? I've just let them out to take their breaks and do their showers and everything like that down here. So just wanted to mention that, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see if we can get this achievement, because we need this to happen every single day. Every single duplicate needs to be in there. So if one duplicate misses it for some reason, then it starts the whole thing over, which is really annoying. So yeah. Oh, also the UI seems wrong, because it says all duplicates completed an exosuit errand for cycles 0 out of 10, even though we did it yesterday. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll just kind of chill and see if we can get this achievement out of the way, because this is probably going to be the hardest one left. I know, I was warned, but this achievement is really rough with 100 duplicates. We have been on an adventure. It's been a little while ever since I checked in, and that's because my progress has been constantly reset by just 1 or 2 duplicates not doing something in a suit for that day. So I've really been experimenting a lot with this and found out a few things. So for one, the most annoying thing that I learned is if these duplicants are ever disrupted while they're taking a shower, there's a good chance they won't try to finish it. Which, if that happens and they go do something else, they could miss their opportunity for the day and not get an errand done while in their suit. And everything would be over. And the thing that was causing a disruption was there was a couple packets of ethanol that got into my water supply and eventually filtered into these showers, and as soon as the ethanol would hit the shower, it would disrupt the duplicant, and the duplicant would usually just walk away. I didn't realize this for a little while, and it doesn't make the ethanol come out of the shower. So I just had ethanol circulating through here every once in a while, and I'd get to about 3 or 4 days in a row of this, and then the achievement would get reset because I would have a day at like 99. There's a lot of other factors to this too. I really had to beef up the amount of oxygen that's going into these suits. So I have it coming from a whole bunch of different sources. I think there's 8 different lines that all fill up these suits at some point. I had to mess with their schedules quite a bit, so I have 4 different schedules now. I removed the brake part of it, even though it was helping at some points, but I feel like the more adjustments I tried to make, the worse it got. So I could go back and re-add all of those, but I wanted to... The thing I was started to get nervous about is some of those were taking too long, so that they wouldn't... Or either that, or they would be generating power on like a hamster wheel or something. So it would take too long, and it would like price them out of actually doing something in their suits. So this has been a real grind. I also have to play on the slowest speed possible so that the duplicants will have enough time to make decisions and actually get up here by a certain point of the day. I also adjusted their schedules so that they're not allowed to do anything but work in the last 3 blocks of the day, in hopes that any duplicants that had not taken a shower for that day get pushed towards the earlier parts of the day. But we also have enough for every duplicant to be taking a shower. Ugh, man, this is a lot. So... On top of that, I had to make sure that the duplicants were not getting stuck doing errands that were too far away, because if a duplicant... I also need them to be very bored, by the way. If a duplicant is in a state where they don't have anything to do and they're sitting in here, they'll just occupy a suit and not let a duplicant come in here. So I'm in this weird balance where I have to keep them busy, but also keep them idle enough so that when it is time for them to take a shower, they'll run over here as like one of the first things that they do and get it done. This is also potentially a reason why I may need to re-add the recreation buildings back, assuming that they actually are something that counts towards these errands. I'll do some more experimentation at some point on this. But what I'm doing to help supplement this is I will just have them do tasks down here in the oil biome, like digging stuff out, building ladders and whatnot. Or just, I don't know if this counts as an errand, honestly, and it really bothers me that there's so many things that the duplicants can do, and it just... There's no labeling as far as what an errand is. I've also seen things that say they're an errand and they're not. So, yeah, definitely not many clear things about this, but... This achievement is really rough, and I should have listened when people were saying to get this done early, because once you get more duplicants, it just gets harder and harder, and I'm definitely feeling that now. Oh, the other fun thing that I found out is that when you have somebody on a rocket mission, your colony summary will show only like 99 or 98 duplicants or whatever, and even if you get all 98 of those to do something, which was happening for a long time when we were first starting this, the task would not count because you wouldn't have your duplicants home in your rockets, even though you were getting like 98 out of 98. It wouldn't increment the number of days that you had in all duplicants completing an exosuit errand. So yeah, I mean, this has just really been a grind. I don't know how much longer it's going to take, but I'm going to try to stay on this path. If we can't quite get there, I'll do a little bit of experimentation to see what recreation tasks actually count for this, and what won't risk them staying in other tasks for too long, or staying in the recreation task for too long. But man, this is such a mess. But hopefully we'll get there, and I think we'll get some other achievements in the meantime while we're waiting. So I'll just kind of be sitting here and idling and doing some digging tasks every once in a while to try to get this achievement. Okay, some sciencing has been happening. We've been testing to see which of the recreational buildings will actually count as an errand, because I kept getting to the point where we would get 99 out of 100 or something like that on our list of duplicants that had done an errand in an exosuit for the day. And the day would roll over, I would lose all progress, have to start back at 0 again. This achievement is brutal at this level, but we're going to figure out the best way to do it. So I've already determined that jukebots count as an errand, so that is an option. I've determined that the soda fountains don't. I'm going to be heating up some water so that we can pump it into hot tubs, and we'll check those. And I'm also going to double check our beach chairs. I'm pretty sure that they do count, but the thing that I'm nervous about is that they take too long. So I'm going to check to see how much faster the errands get done underneath lighting versus the beach chairs. I came back at kind of an awkward point because I need to look back at the menu to see if these are counting as errands, but if I do, it'll give me an achievement, and I haven't presented this one yet, so let's go ahead and get it. There we go, 100 tune-ups on power generators, so we're making progress, but this one is really proven to be a problem. We've got only a few more left, honestly, so we're getting pretty close. If we manage to get it in this video, I don't know. You might have noticed if you're watching this that this video is pretty late. I did not intend for this video to come out this late. It's mostly because this achievement is taking me so long to figure out. So we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out the best way to do it. I'm going to try no showers and all recreation buildings that actually count for the achievement. Make their recreation time really long throughout the day. See if we can sustain like that for 10 days in a row, and then we'll see what actually counts and doesn't count. I've already eliminated a handful of recreation buildings, especially the cheaper ones. So like I don't have anything for espresso. The arcade, I don't know. I'm going to retest that one. The sauna, we haven't pumped up steam yet, but we know for sure that the soda fountain does not count, and we know for sure that the water cooler does not count. But we also know for sure, at least at this point, that the jukebot does. So I'm going to check beach chairs, make sure that those are ones that count. The day's about to roll over. I'll check a couple other things, and then I'll go for like our final setup. If I can get it to be all recreation and I can give duplicants very long breaks, I feel like that's the best way to do it, because there'll be enough variety that the duplicants will be choosing different things every day, and showering, the problem with that is that they only want to shower once a day exactly on the day. So that can definitely be a problem. So we're going to figure this out, but this has been quite the battle. So yeah, give me a little bit more time to get this done, and hopefully we'll get this finished in this video. If not, then I'll come back in the next one to finish it off, and we will have our vengeance, but vengeance will be had one way or another. Okay, friends, I think we need to concede, at least for this video. This is proving to be quite challenging, and the problem with this is that it's gone on for so long that other things have started to languish. We're having a hard time generating power. The cooling setup was a little bit of a mess, but I did fix it up. Just things not getting the normal attention that they would get if I was paying attention to them on a regular basis. But yeah, I think with this, we need to concede. My whole vision for the end of this was I was going to find out what was going to be the best thing, and then I built this fun little, you can tell I'm going slightly insane. I built this pixel pack setup to make some fun lights here. I was going to have like a big dance party and show how what my plan was to get this done, but I'm having too many power problems right now, and as far as I can tell, having duplicants on these hamster wheels is really not conducive to this achievement, because sometimes they just get stuck on here for so long that they don't do the things that they should do, or they'll be attracted to come over here and do this instead of like taking a shower or something. So we're having lots and lots of problems, and we are really not close to getting this. We had a few times where we got up to about day 3 or 4 before we would get the 90 or 99 or 98 or whatever it was out of 100 for a cycle. We would lose the achievement and have to start all over. Pretty brutal, but we're gonna do it. We're just not gonna do it in this video, because this video has gone on for too long and I have delayed on it for too long in actually putting it out. So that's why there's been such a huge gap between the last episode and this one. But We're going to get this, and I will do it in the next episode. I hope. I'll do my best, but we have a lot of other things to take care of, namely some power issues that we need to solve. We need to get duplicants off of this farm of hamster wheels. So we're probably going to be taking like steam geysers here, steam vents, whatever. There's a couple of hydrogen vents that we can take. We're going to need those anyway. And I mentioned earlier in this episode that we're probably only going to have one more after this. I don't think that's true now. I think we're going to have at least a couple. So this series is really being a thorn in my side here. But we're going to get it fixed, and we are going to get this achievement if it's the last thing we do. It's not that dramatic, but we're going to do it. So I'll be back, hopefully in the next couple days. I hope this doesn't take me too long with the next episode. And for now, I hope you at least enjoyed this part. Please let me know if you have any other ideas here. I can share all my thoughts in the next one in terms of like what our plan is to attack this. And it's going to look something similar to this, but there's a few other pieces of nuance that we're going to have to go after. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll be back very shortly with the next episode.